Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. On the western slopes of these mountains, as it drops down into the lower desert, are many drainages and canyons. And some of these drainages are springs as well as caves. No doubt, these two features were utilized by prehistoric peoples. The spring, a possible constant source of water, this area would have been an ideal spot to ambush animals also. And caves, great spot for temporary shelter. Nearby, to the east and west of this area, were ancient villages. So I don't think any long-term habitation occurred in this particular spot, but I could be wrong. So I had a few hours in the early morning before the temps got bad that I'd get out there and have a look at this section. Perhaps I'd find something, perhaps I wouldn't. So please join me as I head into the desert to discover what once was. So I'm out in the desert, not quite the low desert, but that's the low desert right out there, so I'm a little higher up. For the moment, it's still going to be 100 degrees today, and this area is a spring. There's a spring here. You can see the cottonwoods over here. Those trees don't grow unless there's water. They are a thirsty tree. And I thought I'd come out here briefly while it's tolerable temperature-wise and have a look around and see if we come across any artifacts, prehistoric artifacts, not modern or recent artifacts. People were all in this area for thousands of years coming through here, and if there was an available water source, say in the last couple thousand years, they would have been through this area, they would have camped here, they would have hunted here. So it's not outside the realm of possibilities. There's more than likely some prehistoric artifacts in the area, such as projectile points or anything of that nature. So we got a couple hours before it gets miserable out here, so we'll have a look around, see if we come across anything. Maybe not, you never know, but it's always worth a shot. And I've been missing being out in this lower elevation. It's been months now, and man, I can't wait till it totally cools off so I can get back out here full time. We're gonna have a look and see if we find anything. This is a quick morning trip, kind of spontaneous, so I've never been out here before in this particular area. I don't know if we'll come across anything, but I always feel like it's a good shot, especially around springs or any type of water sources out in the desert, whether it's low desert or high desert. It would have attracted animals and people. This is, if one thing's for certain, looks like it's a pretty cool place to camp. These are cottonwood trees, and they like the agua. And we're gonna make our way to the spring. Just kind of walking around, getting a view of the general area for a second, but it's gonna be brutal out here today, so hopefully we come across something, because we ain't gonna be out here this long. Alright, we're at the spring. See, there's actually moving water. This is actually pretty impressive because we're almost to August and the spring hasn't dried up. So it might be, it's always depending, you know, but this could have been a continual water source for, you know, the area. That being said, animals would have always come here. So this would have been a good place to ambush prey. I would presume prehistoric peoples were in this area. It's all shady and green and lush right here. And then you just go up to the hill here and it's just barren, baked desert there. It's unbelievable what the contrast a little water adds to the area. Well, the ground is absolutely covered in bees. Hey, Phoenix, no. Hopefully they're not the Africanized variety. There are big hives out here of honeybees. Kind of give them a bit of a berth. Yeah. What is some pretty rugged terrain out here. All we need to do is find a cave. What is that? Up in there. That's a small cave. Boy, you'd think there might be some rock art out here, you know. I just checked up in there. Nothing. I think we're going to walk this just around the corner and get a view into that canyon. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any lithic debris. There's no rock art up there. It's kind of surprising, to be honest with you. Oh, there's a big cave right there. Son of a gun. There is a big cave right up here. So, gotta go investigate that real quick. Or a big cave opening entrance. It might be pretty shallow, but could always be something. Holy moly, that's a cave all right. Oh man, it is a completely fire blackened ceiling in there. Whoa. Holy moly. Well, I'm having a good look in here, and it would be hard to do any rock art in here. You can see the texture of the walls in here. But I will say this, that there were lots of fires in here. I mean, the whole thing is black. There's lots of charred rock in here. There's no doubt that people were hanging in here having fires. I'm not seeing any lithic debris. I mean, the lighting's obviously not that great in here, but this would have been large enough to accommodate quite a few people, and no doubt that people were hunkered down in here having fires and chilling out. Wow, this is a trip. So this is a good find. It's a good thing to come across. Man, look at that ceiling. It's black. Lots of fires in here. So this is definitely a cool find and worth the walk. This is just, man, pretty intense. If only these walls could talk, huh? I bet they'd have a lot to say. Yeah, all right, well, that's cool. That was worth the walk. Well, excellent. So, this is a sure sign. Just at the entrance of the cave here, there's a little tiny piece of chert. Now, I'll just mention that this rock here, this is limestone. There's no chert up here. So this, I believe, is good evidence that prehistoric people were up here probably making tools. I mean, this is probably, I can consider this some lithic debris. This is chert. This is not from this. So that's a great sign. And I mean, it just obviously goes without saying. So that's a lot of fires in there over a very long time. Plus, with the spring being around the corner, this would have been a very popular spot. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool, exploring caves back in that wash. As far as evidence for prehistoric people, I mean, yeah, if there's caves out here near water sources and are blackened with fire, I'd say people were in those caves on up to modern times. And I just got back, truck's parked here, so I just got back to the truck after walking the wash back down. It started getting pretty hot. But as soon as I got here, I finally found right there piece of lithic debris. That is obsidian. So, you know what this means? It means people were making tools in the area by the spring. Yeah, no spectacular artifacts today. However, we did find some lithic debris, very little, but we found evidence in the caves that people were having fires in there. And I think this would probably be a fantastic area once the weather cools off a little more and I can get out here and do some longer explorations. Then I'll probably turn up something cool. But you know, we didn't leave empty-handed. That's the point. So you know, it's all in the spirit of exploration. It's just great being out here regardless. Sometimes you find something, sometimes you don't. It's the way it is. However, thanks for joining me. I got lots more content on the way. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel tremendously. It's free. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.